Hey everybody, and welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the 5 foods that I would eat all the time if I wanted to become healthy, if I wanted to fight off heart disease, diabetes, if I wanted to help reverse my neuropathy, nerve damage, gut health, whatever it may be. These are my top 5 foods when I really thought about how I could have the biggest impact on detoxifying my body, fighting inflammation. And so I want to break down each of these and their unique parts to them about why they're effective, why I would choose these 5 in order to implement into my diet to help with longevity, to help with those chronic diseases that we just talked about. So let's dive into it. Broccoli is the number 1 food that I would definitely add into my diet on a consistent basis because it is a powerful detoxifier. When you eat these types of like broccoli, cauliflower, any of these cruciferous vegetables, what it's going to do is produce something called sulforaphane. And what that does, it actually protects you from DNA damage. And all of these chronic illnesses happen at a DNA level at some point from the start. When you get these free radicals or these little electrons that bounce around and cause damage like a bullet, what sulforaphane does is it helps stop the bullets. So it basically puts a bulletproof vest around your DNA, around your cells, around your tissue, your nerves, whatever it is, and it protects them from damage. And today we're exposed to more toxins than ever, whether it's from heavy metals, whether it's from the inflammation, the additives and chemicals in your food, in your water, whatever it may be. This is the best thing that you can do to essentially shield yourself from any of that damage. And the one thing that I like about it, and my fiance does this and it makes it great, is that when you bake your broccoli, what you're going to do is right before it's done, take it out and smash it with the bottom of a flat glass and then put salt on it, and it really crisps it up. And then it pushes all that water out there so that it's not that mushy texture. It's more of like a chip. And so try it out. I promise you it is going to be a game changer when you talk about broccoli, especially if you don't like it. But that is the number 1 food, and that's kind of the overview of why I would use that. The next one is fatty fish. A lot of people talk about salmon, but they never talk about other types of fish that you can eat to get the same omega-3 fatty acids that are so powerful and protective. And I'm going to talk about why omega-3s and fatty acids are so important. But you can do salmon. I really like cod. I had it the other day and it was phenomenal if you cook it just right. It doesn't have a fishy taste like tilapia. It doesn't have that earthy taste that you get with the tilapia. It's actually a very nice meat that's very flaky and very good. Bluefish tuna also has a very good fatty content, and mackerel. So those are 3 other, besides just eating salmon all the time, that you can add into your diet that have that same fatty acid profile that is going to help fight inflammation. And the other thing that I want to make note about is that 70% of your brain is made up of fats. So any of these cognitive issues, cognitive impairments, brain fog, if you feel like that your cognitive ability is declining, your processing is slowing down, then you can add these fatty fish, especially with my patients who have chronic migraines. I use a omega-3 from Nordic Naturals. They are a little bit more expensive, but they're very high quality. And we do super dosing with those patients to decrease that brain inflammation. Your hormones are also made up of fatty acids. If you have any hormonal dysregulation, obviously you have to cut out the bad foods that you could be eating, the high sugary foods, the ones that have all of the additives in them that cause more inflammation in your body. You have to remove those, of course, but these fatty acids can help stabilize your hormones. It can help with testosterone production, because if you have more of the main constituents of these hormones, then you can produce some more of them. So definitely something to add in, and one of my favorites as well. This one, garlic, is one of the most underrated, I would say, additives that you can do to your food. The main component in garlic is allicin, and you can actually buy just allicin tablets or supplements if you want to. I would recommend this if you have a, mucousy throat, a lot of sinus issues, if you have any type of underlying bacterial infections, chronic UTIs, whatever it may be. Garlic is my go-to when I'm trying to address any type of bacterial symptoms. So I made a video talking about how to clear out your sinuses. So when we talk about if you have a lot of mucus, if you have a lot of drainage, if you spit up or cough up mucus a lot, if it's clear, it's probably a viral issue. And even though it may not show that you have an active viral infection on your blood work, I would still take that as a sign that maybe you have an underlying viral infection. And garlic is very antiviral and antibacterial. How you know that it's a bacterial issue is that if the mucus is green or yellow, that indicates that you have a bacteria issue going on, which I said, some of these things don't show up on labs. You just have to take it from more of a symptom standpoint. And then I just had a patient who was having UTI symptoms. We saw it in her lab work. She had some bacteria in her urine, and she was expressing just she was actually lethargic, she was having headaches, and those are all signs of a very bad UTI if you don't know. And we got her on some silver as well, along with the garlic and oregano, and it knocked it right out. And she was 100%, she was skipping in here the other day, doing great. So, and we're treating her for neuropathy. And then garlic, like I said, it keeps your mucous membranes nice and healthy, keeps them clear of any bacteria or viral infections that may be residing in them. So it's something you can I like the Sam's Club where it's already chopped up the minced garlic and water. Every once in a while, I'll take a teaspoon of that if I feel a scratchy, itchy throat, or if I have just a lot of mucus, I'll just do a teaspoon of that. It's not the best thing, but it gets rid of it very fast. And then, like I said, you can always supplement with that if you want to, but it's great to add into some of your dishes that you regularly eat, or chop it up and put it on a salad, whatever you need to. The next thing that I really like is sweet potatoes, because they're high in fiber. It's really good for your digestive tract to feed the gut microbiome. And it can also help, if you have any diarrhea or constipation, it can help push or solidify those stools, so that you don't have to, deal with that, which is very uncomfortable. I like them also because they are stable energy, because they are a complex carb, and you won't get the blood sugar dysregulation, or it can actually help with insulin resistance if you're not able to push glucose into the cells. Then it will help regulate that stable energy all throughout the day. And they taste good. One of the reasons I think that we may suggest as healthcare providers a lot of these foods, but we never tell you what, if something may taste bad, or if you have a different palate, you may not like things. But sweet potatoes, most people like, especially if you make fries out of them, if you just do baked potatoes in them, put a little Ceylon cinnamon in it, it's really good. Some Kerrygold butter, they're really good as well. But I like them mainly for, my diabetics that have, neuropathy, or they have blood sugar instability. That's always a go-to. And then the last one, and the one that is pretty interesting, the more that I researched about it, is ginger. Obviously, it's used as anti-nausea, especially when you're sick, so you can use that. That goes back to that mucus drainage. If you're getting nauseous, then you can use that. It can help break up that mucus. It helps with digestion. So if you have an upset stomach, if you may be working through leaky gut or SIBO, then it can help break down the contents of your food. It can soothe that stomach lining, along with some aloe vera, ingestible, and glutamine and ginger. Those are a great combination to help with any type of gut discomfort. And this was something interesting that I found that I didn't know, but it can actually decrease muscle soreness. And I just played full court basketball for the first time in several years yesterday. So it's definitely something that I'm looking at doing for myself, just to help decrease that muscle soreness. So just to give you a brief overview, I would try to eat broccoli, fatty fish, garlic, sweet potatoes, and ginger at least a few times a week if I was in a state where my health isn't the best and I'm really wanting to take action and push this forward. Do the basics. The basics are going to get you 80% of where you need to go. And then that last 20% is supplements, maybe, doing some intermittent fasting or, some other health therapies or interventions. But if you just cut out your simple sugars, if you regulate your blood glucose, if you cut out any inflammatory additives in your food, then you're doing 80% of the work. And then the next factor is just time on top of that. So if you are struggling with neuropathy, then there's going to be a link below to a webinar that I did talking about how I've been able to help a lot of people reverse their neuropathy. And with it being such a chronic condition, it's growing. And so I want to create more awareness about how to address this so that people don't end up in wheelchairs or have amputations. So thank you so much. If you found that this video was helpful, please like and subscribe, share this with your family and friends, and try adding these foods in. Let me know what you think, and I will see you all next time. Bye.